Okay, I'm gonna have you open as we apply the iPad and then close. So once we apply that iPad, we just want to check to make sure that it's down nice and secure. There are no wrinkles up here at all. And then I'm going to check to make sure that there's no natural lashes poking through the bottom, that they're all down. So if I need extra support or extra security at all, I feel like maybe not all those natural lashes are down, I'll just use a piece of tape and put that right over top. I'll open one more time. Put one right here. And I'll also put one on the outside corner as well. When we apply the tape, we never want to put it straight across as the eye is round. So we want to go with the round of the eye. Open. So my inside one was just for those inside corners and my outside is just for those outside corners. And then you can close and we are ready to start. If there's ever a little baby lash in there, I call the baby lashes the natural lashes that are shorter than the rest of the lashes in that section, like this one just was. I'll put a shorter eyelash extension on it. That way we're not putting something that's too heavy on that natural lash. Also, when I go to do my next eyelash extension, I make sure that anything that my tweezer that's open and pushing, that I'm not touching the eyelash extension I just put on. You don't want to glue everything together. So make sure that you go far away from the eyelash extension that you just placed. Make sure that when you separate, your eyelash is clearly seen and your tweezers are open. You can apply that extension from the bottom or the top or the side to the natural lash. You want to come as close to the eyelid with the eyelash extension as you can, but you don't want to touch it. You don't want to have a visible gap, just barely, like a 0.5 millimeter gap. Because if you apply these eyelash extensions to her eyelid, they can cause pain and irritation. You'll notice that everyone has multiple layers of eyelash extensions, so I'll show you right here the different layers. So this one I would consider a bottom layer. As you can see, it's on the bottom of the others in the group. These two, this one right here, in my tweezer would be the top, and this one would be the middle. Say right now I'm working in my 10 millimeter section. Well, this is a top natural lash, so I'm actually going to put a 9 on it. And doing this layering technique will just add more dimension to your set. Those inside corners are something that are easily missed, and it might be because they're a little harder than the rest, but make sure that you get all of those inside lashes. Our goal with a full set is to lash 90% or more of those natural lashes. So you want to get almost every single natural lash that they have to have an eyelash extension on it. You'll see me when I'm placing these eyelash extensions on the natural lash. Sometimes I kind of push that up. I just want to ensure that nothing is glued to the eyepad. So I give it a little push after I place it on, and I'm just pushing it up against the natural lash. See how you can see that small bulb of adhesive at the base of my eyelash extension? You want to have about that much adhesive when you go to that natural lash. I generally say don't have more than one bulb of adhesive. That may be too much, but I'm going to have one small one. After I place the eyelash extension, I usually like to leave my tweezer there and open for about 3 seconds. So just count to 3 seconds quickly in my head and then move on. And then again, I just want to tell you again to make sure that you go far enough away from the lash that you just placed that anything that's pushing this tweezer is not touching the eyelash extension that you just did, because you don't want to glue anything together. If you get too much adhesive, I just kind of dab it on that iPad. But you want to try avoiding doing that. So you can go ahead and brush anytime throughout. Kind of helps separate any lash extensions, see what you have left. And if any eyelash extensions fall out while you're brushing it, that might just mean that you didn't have enough adhesive, or the adhesive dried before you got there, or that it didn't have a good connection. And it's fine that it falls out now, because you can go ahead and just put a new one on. If you're noticing that you have like 5 or more falling out as you're brushing it throughout the set, you may want to try adding a little bit more adhesive, or checking the way that you are applying them, making sure that the bases are connected well. Also, this eyelash extension doesn't match up with that natural lash the whole way, and that's okay. As long as they're connected at the base, you'll have a good connection. So I like to turn their head just a little to make that outside corner a little easier for you. And then I adjusted the iPad just a little because they were touching those outside eyelashes. So I'm going to work on this outside corner for a little while I have her turned this way. Kind of curving to the right a little, so I'm going to use my tweezer and push it to the left. We're going to try and redirect it. We want all our eyelashes to come straight out from where they live. I don't want them to twist and turn. So one thing that you can do when you're nearing the end is you can get a piece of tape, and you'll do this in sections. I wouldn't do all of the lashes at one time, but we'll just grab the tips of those lashes very carefully and pull that back. You don't have to do this. This is just preference. Some people like it, not everybody does. And then that helps you see the eyelash extensions that are left. They kind of just fall. So we're almost done. Another thing that you can do if you need some lift, say her lashes were too close to the iPad, I would put this piece of tape here, kind of just lift that a little, pull it up. You don't want to open their eye, so you want to be cautious that their eye is not open when you do that. As I'm nearing the end, I am going to go through every single eyelash extension and make sure that no two are stuck together. And then that's when I'll also see any eyelash extensions that need to be put on a natural lash. So something that will really set you apart from another lash artist is doing this at the end. Make sure that you're going through everything is nice and separated, and you're putting an eyelash on anything that is left. So this one, I think it's 2 eyelash extensions. So we're going to go ahead and separate those. I hold one eyelash extension with one tweezer, the other one with the other. Just kind of gently separate them. Then that helped me see, oh, there's a natural lash there that I can lash. And it got those separated. That's a really little lash, so I'm just going to put a very little lash on it. Then I'm going to go into my inside corner right here. Make sure that I got that good. So once you have finished your client, you are going to apply sealer. It's kind of like your top coat. I like to apply it with micro swabs. You're mainly wanting to cover the eyelash extensions where the adhesive is with sealer. So I go in and I have sealer on both micro swabs, and I just go over those eyelash extensions where the adhesive was. Then I use my mascara wand and brush that over it. And then we're gonna nano mist for a second. So your nano mister cures by adding moisture to it, and it's the final step. It'll help reduce any allergic reactions that may come about, or any redness or any irritation. The adhesive takes away that moisture from the eye as you're getting the eyelashes done, and the nano mister gives that moisture back. So I just took the tape off. You want to take it off one piece at a time, and then take your iPad off. Okay, so before I open their eye, I turn the light off so that when they open, it's not bright shining right in their eye. And then I go ahead and open their eye for them, just to make sure that if anything is stuck, I can go ahead and get that for them.